Talk about the decision before the half to go.
Absolutely. Yeah, you know, the challenge the O-line, we have not gotten it when we needed to get it, and we didn't get it again. And I will continue to challenge the offensive line. They need a half a yard, and we need to make that play. And we're looking at film, finally we didn't make it, but you know, it's a gut check kind of thing. Momentum was going to be a big shift our way, and trust me, I played the odds. I knew momentum would go against us too, but I also thought we were going to get the ball in the second half, and I thought I could, you know, if we didn't get it, I could keep our kids, you know, focused in that, hey, let's go out and play double football. Let's not panic. Let's just, you know, get the ball and go drive, and so I thought I could manage the downside, and I thought the upside was going to be tremendous, and we didn't get it. So I'll have to look at that and see why we didn't get it, but you need to get a half a yard, we need a half a yard, no question about it.
How would you describe the atmosphere?
It was unbelievable. I mean, the flyover, you know, I heard Jerry Rabbits pay for that personally, but the flyover was unbelievable. After Jerry, it was a leadership council that came up with that idea, and then Jerry followed through and made calls, and then we got that thing done. And just the intensity, and their kids were so into it, and our kids were so into it, and the trophy is huge. Al and I have to get on lifting programs to carry that thing if we're going to attempt to try to carry that thing off the field next year. He's a little older than I am too, I heard, so he might have to lift a little more than me. But the atmosphere is amazing. It makes so much sense to do this game over and over and over again. And you know, Al and I both in '07 said that the game makes too much sense. Now you live through it and you realize it makes too much sense. And I think their people realize how much sense it makes too. So, you know, we're hoping in not too near future that we talk about extending this thing and making this a long-term deal. So it'd be great for both institutions. It's great for the state. It is absolutely great for the state.
Do you think the fact that it was a competitive game kind of enhanced that?
Well, yeah, I think they're starting to realize that their football program is really making some nice strides. I think that, and they also realize that they've stepped into our conference a couple times and gotten whacked over the head. Us, James Madison, a couple years before that, and I think now they're starting to realize that now they're getting to a level where they can come into the conference. Now, in all reality, I think they would have a tough time coming to our conference every single week because just like we couldn't go play a Division I schedule every single week, but you can play that game once a year, and or twice a year or whatever it may be. And they stepped up and then they played really well. They really did. You can see that they've done a nice job getting better talent at their skill positions, and those receivers are as good as any receivers we're going to see in this league. So that was I think it showed that it's a game worth playing.
You never had any be careful what you wish for sensations, because I mean obviously you've welcomed them raising their level of competition while putting yourself at risk, and there you kind of saw that hey, they're pretty good.
You can't worry about those things. You really can't. If you start to sit and play that, well, what if they beat the game? You're not doing your job, and that's not how you want to teach your kids to think too. You love the challenge, and it is a challenge playing someone who's pretty good that you're supposed to beat. That could be probably the most imposing challenge of all. Right. When you're playing people that are as good as you or better than you, that's easy in this room. It's in this room making the kids excited. But when everyone's telling you, your family, your friends, the professors, the newspaper writer who walks down the hallway every now and then about how you should win this game, I mean, sometimes you start to believe that. I mean, you realize it is football. And you realize that there's a reason why, there's a lot of interesting scores week in and week out. Because a fumble here, a fumble there, someone's not playing well, someone plays really well, someone makes a play. And again, I think they did a great job. The thing I want to emphasize, I think in their bye week, they did as good a job as anyone I've seen taking advantage of it. I mean, it's early in the season, kids are all healthy. Sometimes you have a bye week late in the season, it's like, just trying to keep everyone mended up and try to get on to the following week. But Al did a really good job, and their staff did a great job, I think, doing a couple of things that we hadn't seen. And I thought they did a good job. I think they were checking some of our checks early in the game, so we went to a little bit different system. So I think to give them a lot of credit. I think they really took the fight to us in that first half, and I thought we did a good job kind of managing it and getting back on track in the second half.
Was was this definitely one of those games where defensively, you know, you guys might have struggled between the 30s, but when they got in,
Yeah.
when they got close, you
Well,
guys did.
when they spread you like they do, and the quarterback's as athletic as he is, you know, they can do those things. Then what happens is the field shrinks down, and then all of a sudden, you know, you don't have to give them quite as big a cushion and those things. So it also hurt for us. I mean, they did a great job trying to pick on Burley when we lost Tyrone. But Burley stepped up, and I thought did a nice job. He had a heck of a training camp, so he's a redshirt freshman that we think a lot of. And he's going to play a lot of football for us, it looks like, from this time forward. I think that hamstring's probably going to be a couple, 3 weeks at least. Yeah. So anyway, you know, Matt tried to go. You know, I have to give that kid so much credit because he wants to play with this team more than anything else. This is his team, you know, senior year, and he tried to go. And there's a point where it's just, it is what it is. It just couldn't go anymore.
Was he just in for one play?
Oh no, he played something. He played something. Was it? I don't know. I mean, I just know that we tried to get him in. And he was saying, I can go. And then he'd pull himself out, I can go. And there's a point where he said, Matt, that's enough. So we're all disappointed for him because he put a lot into the season. And
You think he's going to try the medical red shirt?
I don't know. I know that an operation's probably in the offing, but we'll see. What I'm going to do is, if we do get the surgery, I'm going to have him sit down with some people to advise him and making the best decision for him, and so we'll kind of go from there.
Questions for players?
Hey Pat, I mean, how much did it help the offense when you guys started going, you know, to the empty backfield?
Yeah, it was, you know, it was great. It really spread the field out, and just some adjustments we made at halftime really helped out. You know, I think the biggest thing in the first half is we were just off a little bit, and you know, that happened.
Are you frustrated at all that, I mean, I think you guys probably hoped to maybe run the ball better today. I know that's kind of been a little bit of a frustration for you. Do you still feel that way, that, you know, you guys were maybe hoping to get the running game churning a little bit today and it didn't really happen the way you wanted to?
Yeah, I think, you know, part of that's on me as well. You know, I have to make the right reads and the right calls and put the team in the right position to have a successful play.
Well, and Kevin, with that, you know, Pat pulled the ball more in the second half, and Mason runs himself, and there's some things he could have probably done in the first half. So, you know, a lot of the run game comes on past decisions. And I thought in the second half, especially when we went to some no backs, and then he got comfortable, and then we brought it back in the backfield, and he pulled the ball a couple of times. Those are things that he's making on the fly, and I think he just settled in the second half and played really well. I mean, look at his numbers. He's 19 for 29 for 27. I mean, take out that patch where he just was off. I mean, you know, he really got some things going in the second half.
Pat, talk about your 2 touchdown runs. Was that a broken play at the line of scrimmage, or you decided to call your own number and say just bring it in? You know.
What was the first one? The first one was a sneak, right?
First was a sneak.
Yeah.
And the other one, he never calls his own number.
We call it for him, but he has an option too.
Okay.
No, I like Pat, but not that much.
Tell you the truth, I have a terrible short-term memory. I got to go back and watch the film. That's what I was.
I think he pulled it. I think it was a
Yeah, you know, we saw those guys crashing down a couple times, and you know, that's just the read that I'm supposed to make. And a couple guys on the outside made real good blocks. And it's a little bit.
Paul, Pat, can you follow up with the 17-yard pass for the third score?
The 1-2.
Rob Jones.
Rob Jones for the touchdown.
Yeah, you know, we saw that cornerback playing up pretty tight, and you know, we just trusted Rob's speed to be able to outrun him. And you know, he made a great move on the guy and got by him and got good body position on him and was able to make the catch.
Now, you talk about adjustment. When you go in, not from halftime, do you tell the coaching staff what you're seeing, what they're doing defensively, or do they come to you?
We do that more on the field when we're talking on the telephone. You know, coach will ask me what I saw, why I threw the ball here, and you know, once we're in at halftime, we talk